Well, all right, let's do this again. WrestleMania Las Vegas. We gonna go? All right, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, world? It's your boy Tommy on the spot for Watch Along Wrestling, and I'm a wrestling content creator from Long Island, New York. Thanks so much for checking out this video where we're about to dive into all things WrestleMania 42. But before we get there, if this is your first time visiting the channel, feel encouraged to go ahead and subscribe. It certainly does help in many ways. All right, so it was probably the worst kept secret in the world, but WWE did officially confirm yesterday during the Money in the Bank Premium Live event that WrestleMania 42 will be returning to Las Vegas, Nevada. That's right, the host city of this past year's WrestleMania, and will be returning to the exact same building that hosted WrestleMania 41, that being Allegiant Stadium. And this certainly has a lot to dive into here. First and foremost, WWE did go ahead and announce, and I was here to chat about it with all of you, that WrestleMania was going to be taking place in New Orleans, Louisiana, the host city for WrestleMania 30 as well as WrestleMania 34. And the dates were confirmed, April 11th and April 12th. Now things have shifted. They pulled out of New Orleans. They did announce that Money in the Bank 2026, I believe it is going to be coming to New Orleans as a part of a deal to eventually bring WrestleMania to the city of New Orleans. But that is confirmed. They will be getting the Money in the Bank 2026 PLE. And that's great. I'm sure there are many people who are disappointed, certainly if you're local to the area of New Orleans. And I will be honest, as a traveler and as somebody who goes to many different WWE events, that's really the basis of this entire channel. I go to these trips and I invite all of you to watch along, see how that works. I get it. It's slightly disappointing from that standpoint, because it's always fun to go and explore a new city, to go out there and really, and my wife, I think, said it best when I told her. She said, you know, part of the fun of WrestleMania is trying to figure out what city you're going to go visit in conjunction with WrestleMania each year and take in some of the sights and sounds of all that comes with that city. And obviously, with just doing WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, and I do owe all of you a WrestleMania experience video. It's still coming. Don't think I forgot about it. But with that being said, yeah, I like Las Vegas. It's fun. It's the city that never sleeps. There's always something to do, always something new to do. But New Orleans is awesome, and I was looking forward. I just went to Las Vegas. I got my fill. I don't know that I need to go back next year. I probably will, because I enjoy going in and taking in all the sights and sounds of WrestleMania. But with that being said, yeah, I was looking forward to going to New Orleans. We had already started the plans in motion. Hadn't booked anything, but we were starting to already start planning the idea around going to WrestleMania 42 in New Orleans. And I'm sure that is disappointing, certainly if I'm local, right? If I'm here in New York City and they announced that SummerSlam was coming here in a few weeks, or, you know, obviously, I guess it was last year when they announced SummerSlam was coming here for 2 days. If they then pulled out and went back to a different city, I'd be pretty bummed. I'm not gonna lie. I'd feel like the carpet was kind of pulled out from under me, and I'd be a little unhappy about it. But that said, I kind of get it. WWE made a ton of business in Las Vegas. It felt like it. Like being in Las Vegas, I'm not going to get too much into that because I will do a full experience video. Being in Las Vegas, it felt like everything WWE felt like the tippy top brand. It felt like the hottest ticket in town. It felt like the thing everyone was doing. And you do get that in other cities, but there was something about this that just, it felt super big time. And you could tell WWE made a ton of money. Obviously, it didn't go to WrestleMania proper. The only reason for that was because, well, not the only reason, in all honesty, it was super expensive as well. I think that we would have probably ended up doing it, certainly if we had gone to the city like we did for WrestleMania. We definitely would have gone to both nights of WrestleMania. But with that being said, we did get to go down to the city. It was also on Easter Sunday this past year. So with little kids, we weren't able to go and celebrate Easter in Las Vegas. That just would not have gone over too well. So that's the reason we didn't do it. Thankfully, WrestleMania 42, and yes, it's the first thing we checked, is not on Easter weekend next year. Easter weekend is the 5th and 6th, though this will be 2 weeks after Easter. Let's hope they never do that again. That was a nightmare. It was hard to watch and enjoy the show. A lot of my buddies I couldn't even text with during the show. Felt like we had to move Easter around to get to WrestleMania. It was just inconvenient. So I'm glad they're not doing that. But in coming back to Vegas, it's clear in my mind that WWE has loved the idea of being in Las Vegas. I was there at SummerSlam 2021, and it felt like a super big deal, Cena versus Roman. And remember, at that show, they had announced that Money in the Bank was going to be held at Allegiant Stadium July 4th weekend the following year. And it ended up not happening because Cody got hurt, and I don't think they sold as many tickets as they were anticipating, so they moved it to a much smaller venue. But I remember thinking at that moment that WWE's plan for Money in the Bank was to bring it to Las Vegas every single year and to have it be an annual tradition at Las Vegas for Money in the Bank. Obviously, that did not come to fruition, but I think that when they were there in Vegas this time around, you could feel a little extra excitement from all those in WWE. Obviously, they're now part of TKO Sports. They're headquartered in Las Vegas, so many of the different executives that work for TKO can get there rather easily and can see everything that comes through. And I think what happened, honestly, is they probably made even more money than they anticipated. And so now they were like, well, wait a minute, let's strike while the iron's hot here and keep doing this in Vegas. And then, so that is why they decided to make the call. And Triple H said as much on the post show yesterday. Somebody thanked him for bringing WrestleMania back, and he said, no, like, thank you. It's because of you that it was so successful that we had no choice but to go back to Las Vegas. And I do believe that's what happened. I don't think this was certainly a part of the plan. WWE, I think they recognize that announcing that they're coming to New Orleans and then pulling that back and then instead going to Las Vegas is tough. Probably not what they wanted to do. But Las Vegas, I will say, and every city I've ever gone to for a WWE show, including Indianapolis earlier this year in January, has rolled out the red carpet and welcomed WWE to town. But I will say this, I don't know of any city that just had like a WWE headquartered hotel very clearly centered around all things WWE, with nightclubs at night, a ton of events. I think they had the Hall of Fame hosted, the Roast hosted, NXT shows hosted, like they did in Vegas at the Fontainebleau Hotel. And I think WWE loved that. I think they loved the idea that everyone knew where everything was taking place for WWE. And yeah, they went to Allegiant Stadium, and yeah, they went to, I think it was T-Mobile for some of, for SmackDown, and certainly for, I think it was the NXT PLE that was around there, and obviously Raw after WrestleMania. But I think having that Fontainebleau Hotel experience and being able to host everything there, I think it was something WWE really enjoyed. And I can also tell you that I think they really enjoyed the idea of everything being in the city center. You know, you didn't have to go very far to get anywhere. Right up and down the strip is all you're going in Las Vegas. And it's similar to that in New Orleans. But I think they figured, hey, let's strike where the iron's hot here, and let's just go back to Vegas one more time and see how it goes. Now, do I anticipate that this is going to be the last time they're in Vegas? No. I think that the city loved having WrestleMania there. I think that they've generated a ton of money. And if it goes well, I would not be shocked to see WrestleMania have a residency in Las Vegas again the following year. I don't anticipate that's going to be its permanent home because I think they also recognize that there's a lot of people coming in from all over who do like to travel and do like to incorporate WrestleMania into their travel plans, aside from the folks who are just traveling in for WrestleMania. You have a slew of people who are going to go to WrestleMania no matter what. Myself, I usually make it a family vacation, right? I saw my daughter in the beginning of this video, just like she was in the beginning of the video for the first time I announced my video about WrestleMania 41 coming to Vegas. We like to make it a trip. And yes, WrestleMania is a big part of that trip, but it's not the sole trip. And I think WWE knows there's a lot of people who do like to have their travel plans and incorporate WrestleMania into those plans, but don't necessarily want to come and do 500 different wrestling shows. And so I do think at some point they're going to move away from Vegas. But clearly, when they're making as much money as they did this year, and I don't think we have the numbers just yet, but they were obviously blown away by the business that WrestleMania did and felt they had to go back and do it again. It is the first time where WWE has ran back-to-back events since WrestleMania 4 and 5. Think about that. And that was in the infancy of WrestleMania, where they did back-to-back, same city, same venue. Yes, New York was involved with 1 and 2, but same city, same venue with fans. They also did it for 36 and 37, but 36 didn't have any fans, so let's not really incorporate that. But it's pretty unprecedented. I could understand both sides of it. I can understand the folks who are disappointed, certainly if you were part of New Orleans, certainly if you are a WWE traveler, wrestling trip traveler like myself, and you're looking forward to something different, and now you're going back to Vegas. I get the disappointment there. But at the end of the day, I think it speaks to really how good the business is doing in terms of WWE business. So that's obviously good for fans. It was a fun experience in Vegas. I'll get more to it whenever I do my WrestleMania experience video. It did feel super big time. and it was great. So at the end of the day, I am excited that they're going back to Vegas, but at the same time, I do feel for the people in New Orleans. I think Money in the Bank will be great in New Orleans, and I do anticipate that WWE will be back in the city of New Orleans before all that long. Let's say, I mean, it's a lot of fun going up and down Bourbon Street, seeing all the wrestlers throwing beads and bumping into other wrestling fans throughout the weekend. I loved it when I went for 30. I was looking forward to it for 42. Probably just have to wait a little longer. Before we get on out of here, I will allow Dakota on the spot to come back on here. So I wanted to say goodbye, say a few words here. Dakota, are you excited about WrestleMania going back? Come on all the way. We can't see you. We can't see you. Are you excited about WrestleMania going all the way back to Vegas? I hope you're going to be joining this time.
Yeah.
Are you a big fan of the WWE trips?
Yeah.
Because you come with me on these trips, right?
Uh-huh.
You're a huge fan. You ready to go? This time you'll join us in Vegas. Last time you missed it. This time you're coming, right? I love it. Well, let me know what you're thinking about WrestleMania coming back to Las Vegas in the comment section below, and we will see you all in the next video. Take care.
And I know Patrick had the video because I don't remember what happened last time.
What happened the last time?
I'm not telling you.
All right, well, we'll let Dakota keep that one a secret.
And I'd like to see Tiffany Shatton there.
Oh, if she's there? You want to see her again, Tiffany?
Yeah, and I'm gonna get and I want a Tiffany dress if they have one there. So I'm gonna wear my Tiffany shirt there.
Oh, that's great. You cheer her on at WrestleMania next year? She's still going to be the champion? She's still going to be the champion?
Yeah.
All right. Love it. Give me some. Say so long to everyone, and we'll catch you all in the next video.